If God closes a door, consider the fact it might be time to build a new house. That line is from the book The Single Woman. Otilio wouldn't know. She doesn't read, but she is a single woman. Her husband left her with nothing but 3 kids to support. So forget about building a new house. She's broke. She's desperate. She's a typical woman living in the mountains of Guatemala.
They're very neglected, and they're not empowered to do anything in this country.
So basically, the doors are closed and locked for women like Otilio. So is it time to build a new house? Forget it. But for Eric and Lisa Rivera of Hope of the Nations Ministries, God was saying, maybe it's time to build a new ministry.
One day, he literally said to me, he says, "You've been going wide, now I want you to go deep."
Go deep, or in the case of this tiny village high above the town of El Chol, go up. Be a trailblazer. Find a new way to meet not only the physical needs of this community, of these women, but dig deeper into the spiritual needs, into their need of finding a purpose for their lives, a purpose they are finding in Jesus, and at the same time finding self-worth in these gardens, in this greenhouse, high above the town of El Chol. The answer to the question as to how God wanted the Rivera's new ministry to be built.
We were coming up here one day and we were just discussing how can we get them to self-sufficiency. We don't want to give them food for the next 20 years. How can we make it so they can, help themselves?
That's not to say Hope of the Nations still doesn't deliver food on a regular basis. They do. That's not to say the focus of their ministry in communities all over Guatemala doesn't start with a local church, a local pastor like Pastor Manuel. It does, but this ministry is not so much about a handout. It's about a hand up. A chance for these women to harvest their radishes, their tomatoes, sell them at market, make a few bucks, feed their families, and then plant a new crop, plant a new life.
They are producing by self something, so I think it's very important for their self.
No sabe lo que estoy pasando.
You
Él no sabe,
give that's standard. She doesn't, no food.
Self-worth, self-respect as women, the realization that they too are children of God, no matter what this culture tells them.
They take care of their families, they work so hard, and they're taken advantage of in many cases.
And it will no doubt continue for a while. A new house, a new ministry, a new culture isn't built in a day. It takes time. But the women of this village, with machetes in their hands and babies strapped to their backs, are willing to work for it.
They have this sense of empowerment now and a sense of purpose, which I don't think they had before.
Yeah, before, when all the doors were closed to women. Well, the doors are being opened, and if need be, kicked in. And the ladies are walking in large numbers. It's been said, the harvest is plentiful and the laborers few. That's not necessarily the case in this tiny village high above the town of El Chol.